Hi, I'm Sadie.
I'm Maddie.
And welcome to our YouTube channel. Today, we're going to talk about how much money you can really make selling Lularoe. So there are three main ways that people are selling Lularoe and making money right now. The first one is Facebook, and that's done through closed groups on Facebook. We'll talk more about that on another video. The next one is at local pop-up boutiques. And that basically is when you go to someone's house or to a business and you set up your inventory and people come shop. And the third way is Periscope, which is basically a live virtual party where you get to interact with your customers. That one's really fun too.
So profit per item is anywhere between $14 all the way up to $35. So a low end would be about $20. Low end average would be about $20 per piece.
So we use $20 while we do our math for you guys to give you some examples.
Yes. So the first way to sell would be at a local pop-up shop. That's how Lularoe started. That's the whole almost philosophy of the company, is that one-on-one interaction, having a girls' night out, and really just being able to have fun with the people you're shopping with.
That's literally the only way that I sold for 2.5 years. And I love the experience of interacting with customers, helping women feel comfortable and just feel beautiful as they try on clothes and just find something that they love.
Yeah. So a good average, Sadie and I talked about it, and we decided that 25 pieces is usually a good average. Sometimes we have parties that blow that out of the water, and sometimes we have a few that don't. So 25 is a really good average. So if you do the math, 25 pieces times $20, it's about a $500 profit you make for the night for having a pop-up shop. And it takes about an average 4 hours between driving and setting up and having the party and taking it down and coming home. So you're averaging about $125 an hour.
That's right. And that's figuring your pop-up is only an hour and a half. And like Maddie said, that's including the extra time.
Yeah. So Facebook.
Awesome. Okay. So I'm going to talk a little bit about Facebook sales and give you some exact examples so you can kind of run some numbers yourself. Okay, so average pieces for a typical consultant who's been selling for about, let's say, 2 months is 75 pieces to sell during a 24-hour event. So now, obviously, when you sell on Facebook, there's other things that have to be done other than just posting your inventory. So let's talk a little bit about what needs to be done and how much time it takes. So first of all, you need to take pictures of your inventory. So let's say after you've taken pictures of all of your initial inventory, you probably will spend about 1 to 2 hours a week taking pictures. Next, you will need to post your photos online and answer questions. So figure about 2 hours spent online. Next, you'll need to pull orders. Again, about 2 hours. Shipping will take about an hour, and we'll also teach you a little bit later on in another video about ways to make some of these processes a little bit quicker. So let's say you sold 75 pieces during your 24-hour event. Your average profit is going to be $1,500. You spent an average of 8 to 9 hours of actual time doing work for the event. That means that you made about $166 per hour. Okay, so most consultants can expect to sell around 20 pieces their first Facebook event that they do. That's pretty average. Maddie, do you want to share what your last Facebook sale was?
Yes, so my last 24-hour sale I posted on Sunday night at 7 p.m. and I closed the sale on Monday night at 7 p.m. and we sold 231 pieces. So the profit was about $4,600 in 24 hours.
That's insane.
Really dumb.
That's insane.
Silly. It's crazy.
It just blows my mind. Okay, so
talk about your biggest event.
Mine. Okay, so my biggest event that I've done on Facebook, again, was 24 hours, and I sold 361 pieces, and that was also, again, in 24 hours. So if you do the math on that, that's about a $7,200 profit.
Yeah.
So, and I don't know what the hourly is, but I'm sure it was pretty good.
Yeah, it was good. So the next way we like to sell, and the last way, is using Periscope. And Periscope, like Sadie said, is a virtual video app, kind of like Instagram, but with video. And you go live, and it alerts your followers that you're live.
It's like a live feed.
Yes. And we'll explain how to sell from Periscope later. But to kind of give you an idea of what you can make using Periscope, it takes about probably 4 to 5 hours of live streaming to show your entire inventory, which I did the other week, and I sold 130 pieces. So 130, do the math on that, Sadie. What is that? We didn't do the math on our paper.
That's okay. You can do the math yourself, you guys. You can do the math yourself. I do things a little bit different when I do Periscope. I like to do open box parties. So basically I get a new box of inventory that I haven't even opened, and I open it in front of the camera, in front of everybody, and sell stuff right out of the box, which means you don't have to take pictures.
Nope, you don't have to hang it. It's just amazing.
Saves a lot of time. And when I do those, I usually I'm usually live for about an hour to 2 hours, and I usually sell around 50 pieces.
Yeah. So how do we schedule this out? How do we do this all together? Because especially when you're starting out, it's really important to make sure you're doing home pop-ups, and you're trying Facebook and Periscope too. It's great to kind of see what works for you, what works for your schedule, what works for your talents as far as how to sell.
And you have different audiences.
Yes.
I mean, you will have some customers that are going to just love you to pieces, and they're going to be following you on all 3 outlets.
Yes.
However, there are some customers that aren't comfortable with maybe Periscope, or maybe they don't use Facebook. So regardless of what they do, you want to make sure that you're reaching all of those customers.
Yes.
So like Maddie said, it's important that you schedule things out. So I would suggest scheduling in your book. I always do my online Facebook sales on the same day. Mm-hmm. I always have certain days open that I do local pop-ups. Yes. So I never cross over events. They're always at different times. That way I don't ever confuse inventory or mess things up.
I almost give myself a whole day in between an online event and a pop-up shop, just so you're not rushed and you're not stressing yourself out too much.
Right. And well, like those tasks we talked about, like pulling your orders and invoicing, like we talked about how much time those take, you need to make sure, if your event went into the night, that you had time the next day to do those tasks before you did a local pop-up.
Yeah. So when I'm scheduling out my month, I schedule at least 2 big Facebook events every month with 1 or 2 Periscope sales in between. And then I still like to do at least 2 to 3 home pop-up shops in between there, just because Lularoe is still so new, and you're still meeting new customers and new contacts in your area, that it's really important that you don't drop those local pop-up shops. So.
I agree. Local pop-ups are so important, and they're so much fun.
I know. And it's so nice to walk in, have your inventory, your customers try it on, they know they love it, and they're instant Lularoe lovers who add themselves to your shopping group. So and they know their size.
Yep, good loyal customers. Yes. I know, I love that part.
Yeah.
Well, and I do mine. I do one Facebook sale a week, and then I do a couple local pop-ups a month, and I try to do a couple Periscope sales a month too. So, I mean, there's really no right or wrong way to do it. It's something where, like Maddie talked about, you're going to find out what works for you and which outlets you enjoy the most, and you can choose to schedule more of those.
So there are actually 2 ways to make an awesome income with Lularoe. The first way is, of course, selling the product. The second way is building a team and sharing the opportunity. A few people panic when they hear that word, build a team. They think, oh no, pyramid scheme, and all these other...
MLM. Yes. It is not an MLM.
No.
Can I explain the difference between an MLM and direct sales?
Please.
Okay. So an MLM, multi-level marketing, basically is all about recruiting. You don't really sell anything, or if you sell a product, it's not what it's about. Yeah. It's all about recruiting. You make money by getting people to sign up. Direct sales, which is what Lularoe is basically you're selling a product directly to the consumer. Mm-hmm. And so those don't always consist of teams, but Lularoe uses a team. Maddie's going to explain kind of what we use teams for.
Yes, so we use our team to share the brand, share the opportunity, and basically strengthen families and lives.
And training. Yes. I feel like we use our teams a lot. Like our team structure is set up the way it is to really focus on training. We train each other, and we build each other up.
Learn from each other. And not just people directly on our team. We're always sharing ideas across I think of like families and generation lines. You know, we have all these generation and family lines in Lularoe. Like Sadie's like my Lula great grandmother or something, and we all have Lula babies, and it's amazing. And so,
but it's one big family.
Yes,
Lularoe's one big family. Everyone works together. That's really the culture, and we're gonna really touch in a couple of videos about Lularoe culture because that's such an important part of this company. But as far as the compensation plan that Maddie was talking about,
it's amazing.
So remember, you can make money 2 different ways with Lularoe. One is selling the product, and 2 is through building a team and the compensation plan. And we're actually going to be talking about that in our next video.
So make sure you give us a thumbs up below.
And subscribe to our channel.